Shalom. Shalom Yesharala. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessing be unto your households. All right, and it's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And in this in-transit lesson, we're just gonna get into, are you prepared to step out on faith? Are you prepared to step out on faith, man? Because we know that whether you like it or not, that time is coming, right? That it's gonna be a time where you're gonna have to leave everything behind. It's gonna be a time where you're gonna be betrayed by your blood family or whatnot. It's gonna be a time where, like, hell, you might not even be where you live in, right? You could be in a whole nother state. Who knows? Because all hell can break loose at any moment. They already got everything set up, and they ready. Hell, UK, they already making it mandatory for you to get the digital, get the digital ID. In other words, getting the MOTB. They already making that mandatory. In the UK, though, America's next, and it's not gonna be too long before that happens in America. So you have to ask yourself, this applies to me too. Are you ready to step out on faith, man? Right? Because, like I said, man, through the power of Spirit, Yahweh Shem Shai, that time's coming. I mean, 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter says, man, for we walk by faith, not by sight. Because the sight of things are going to get real, real shaky. Right? Real shaky, man. And you're going to be put in positions or situations that you didn't expect to be in. And all you got is Yahweh Bashem Shot, man. Right? You might not know how to survive out there. Now, give or take, if you are blessed to know how to, go camping and stuff, then that's cool. But, there's men that have never been camping before, or they maybe did it maybe once or twice. It's not something they're doing often, so you don't really know too much. Right? Whether you at camp, whether you know how to camp, whether you know how to make a fire. Now, of course, these are good things to know how to do, of course. Don't get me wrong. But that's not going to determine your salvation. There's a lot of people that's going to know how to camp, that knows how to make a fire, that knows how to survive in the woods. Like, for real, like, actually pretty good at it. But they're not going to make it, though. Or on the other hand, it's going to be people that don't know a lick of that that's going to make it. So, really, that doesn't matter if you really know or not. But still, like I said, it's still a good thing to know. So don't get me wrong, it's still a good thing to know how to make a fire and whatnot. But it's not a requirement for salvation. Because, like I said, man, we're gonna be put in situations that we never expected to be in, man. Right? We're gonna be tested on a very high level. But if you're one of the Lord's, we know what Scripture says, man. He's not gonna put nothing on thee that you cannot bear. Right? So if the Lord ain't gonna put something on you that you can't bear, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. Right? But you're still gonna be tested to your limit, and we don't know our limits. But Yahweh Shem Shai, he does. Right? What we think our limit is, man, is really not our limit. It's probably just halfway, maybe. Maybe 3/4. To be honest. These are the things that, should be meditating about, especially now, on a daily, man. Like, are you ready to step out on faith, man? Right? I I mean, if you're not, then of course, do what you need to do to build up that faith, right? Through the power of your how about Shem Shah. Ultimately, it really starts by asking for the Lord to build up that faith for you to be ready to step out, or be ready for whatever comes your way in that day, in that time, the time of your testing, your Garden of Gethsemane moment, because everybody's going to have their own moment. It's not going to be pretty. I mean, Yahushua sweated blood, man. Shit, man, you don't tell them how we gonna be feeling, right? So, and the things we're going through now is preparation for what's to come in Jacob's trouble. As long as you stick with it in this truth, continue to fight, continue to endure whatever the Lord has put upon your plate, eat it up, right? And continue to do that, then guess what? Lord, the only thing He's gonna do is keep increase you more and more and more within His time, within His pace that He wants. Because you're not gonna be getting increased the way you want to, let alone at a rate that you want to. It's gonna be at a rate whatever the Lord sees fit for you, because He knows you, and He wants you to be at this certain level by the time of Jacob's trouble. If you're one of His. Now, if you're the 2/3, then you're just suffering just to suffer, right? Lord, He doesn't really care about you. He cares about His elect, man. Scripture goes into how He has cared for His elect, right? So yeah, man, it's just something that I was meditating on, that I thought I should share, man. Just meditating on, like, are you ready, man? And even if you feel like you are ready, you can there's still just a really fight to maintain that being ready. Continue to do what you need to do to the best of your ability when it comes to serving Yahweh B'Shem Shah, man. Right? Are you ready to step out on faith? And this is something that's like, you have to really kind of sit down and like meditate on. If you don't feel ready, I mean, that's okay. Just, you got to do what you need to do to feel ready, which is ultimately, man, praying to Yahweh B'Shem Shah and serving Him. What does the scripture say, man? Fear of the Lord brings strong confidence, man. You lacking in the fear. Fear Yahweh B'Shem Shah. Because if you fear Yahweh B'Shem Shah, it's going to bring that strong faith. That strong faith, man, in Him. What better way to have strong faith than being put in situations where you have to rely on Yahweh B'Shem Shah, right? Or whatever the Lord sees fits for you, because everybody is different. Sometimes it might just be a chariot and that'll be enough. Some brothers, you got to be put through a situation where you praying to the Lord and He just come through for you. For every brother is different. But yeah, just take time to sit there and ask yourself, man, are you ready, man? Right? And continue to do what you need to do when it comes to serving Yahweh B'Shem Shah. Like I said, to the best of your ability, man. Because no matter what, we're gonna have our low moments as well as we're gonna have our high moments. But just pray that the Lord keeps you here, and just He's doing what's beneficial to you towards salvation. But anyways, that's all I really had on my spirit. Lord willing, y'all were edified. I want to end it off by saying, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time I say, Shalom, Yeshua.